Welcome back to Crazy Gamers Games. Thank you for joining me for part 6 of my quest to build an Adeptus Mechanicus army for Warhammer 40k. As you can see, I have my 4 snipers with their sniper rifles, and like I showed in the previous video, they're magnetized. I magnetized their backpacks for ease of painting, and so I can swap them out, different things. So I showed you that last video. I have decided on the backpacks to stick with the 3mm by 1mm instead of the 2mm by 1mm. It's a little stronger, and you really can't see it with it on. If you look, you can't tell. There's a magnet on there. And it sticks a little better, and it doesn't move, and it's not going to fall off. But I want to talk to you about some point changes from Chapter Approved 2018. If you haven't got your copy, you should pick it up, because the points system has dropped for AdMech, and I think it's going to make AdMech a lot more competitive. I had built an army that came out to 2,028 points before Chapter Approved. When I calculated it this morning after Chapter Approved, it was only 1,700. So I basically have 300 more points I can put into the army, and I believe that maybe some armature class robots. So, but for points, let's go over some of these points. Belristia's Call was 250, and now he's 190 points. That's a 60-point drop. The Tech Priest Dominus was 125 points, and now 80 points, a drop of 45 points. The Eradication Ray went down to 10 points. That's a drop of 4 points. The Macro Stubber Volkite Blaster Omniscient Axe, there was no change in the points on those. The Phosphor Serpentina was 6 points, and now it's 4 points, down by 2. The Tech Priest Engine Seer was 40, now it's down to 30, which is a 10-point gain. But where you really gain is, you do not have to pay for a servo arm any longer. It was 12 points, it is now 0 points. That's down another 12 points. So the Inseer, you can't customize him, but 22-point drop after he's kitted out. So you don't have to pay for any of his weapons. Now, the troops, the Skitari, these are just the base troops. The Rangers are now 7 points from 8 points, 1 point difference. The Vanguard were 9 points, now they're 8 points. The Galvanic Rifles, Carbine, and Radium Carbine, there was no change. The Omnispec is still 7 points. But the Enhanced Data Tether went down 4 points. Now that is great if you have like a 10-man group and you're going to lose a lot of guys. You need to take that morale test and pass it. The Cataphren Breachers went from 35 to 20, down 15 points. But the Destroyers went down 20 points, from 35 to 15. Your Heavy Arc Rifle went down 2 points to 6. The Torsion Cannon went down 2 points to 20. The Arc Claw stayed the same. The Hydraulic Claw went down 3 points to 5 points. And the Flamer, the Cognitus Flamer, went from 10 to 7. That's another 3 points. And the Heavy Grav Cannon remained the same. There's 2 more weapons for these guys. Flip the page here. And the Phosphorus Blaster went from 8 to 6, another 2 points. But the Plasma Culvern, that stayed the same at 27 points. Now, on your elite choices, your Cybernetic Datasmith, he was an expensive model because you had to pay for his Gamma Pistol and his Power Fist. He's still at 22 points, but his Power Fist went from 20 to 9. That's an 11-point savings. But his Gamma Pistol still costs 10. So he's still a little pricey, but he does change the protocols in your robots. The Sicarian Ruststalkers went down 5 points to 10. No change on the Core Claw. The Transonic Blades went down to 4, 3-point drop. The Razors stayed the same at 2. The Infiltrators, carried Infiltrators, went down 6 points. And their Taser Goads, they went down 2 points to 4. The Flechette Blaster, Stub Carbine, and Power Sword all remained the same. They were pretty cheap. And the Fulgurite Electro Priest went down 1 point to 16. Their Electro Leech Staves, they were cost nothing. And the Corpsicari Electro Priest, they stayed the same at 14. That's the ones with the handguns. I don't really care for them. And then for your fast attack units, your Dragoon stayed the same at 59 points. The Phosphorus Serpentina went down 2 points. The Radium Giselle and the Taser Lance stayed the same. The Ballistari, the Iron Strider, the other fast attack. The Twin Cognis Autocannon went down 5 points. And the Twin Cosset Las Cannon went down 5 points. And the whole unit itself went from 50 to 40. That's another 10 point drop. That's 20 point drop throughout the unit. So, Iron Strider Ballistari with some Las Cannons, some good firepower. I prefer the Dragoons to get a little extra combat in my shooty army. Your Castellan Robots, they stayed the same at 65 points. Heavy Phosphorus Blaster stayed the same at 15 points. The Incinerine Combustor went from 21 to 15. That's a 6 point drop. And the Fist, the Punchy Robots, maybe they're viable now, went from 35 to 25. It's a 10 point drop. Now, the Onager Dune Crawler went from 90 to 70. That's a 20 point drop. And then if you do the Heavy Stubber, the Cognis Heavy Stubber, that went from 5 to 2. It's another 3 point game. Excuse me. All the other weapons remain the same for the Dune Crawler. But 20 point saving in the Dune Crawler, that's fantastic. Okay. Now, the special weapons that the Skitarii can take, melee weapons and stuff, not much of this has changed. Arc Rifle stayed the same. The Plasma Cavalier went down 3 points. Now, the Transuronic Arquebus, the Sniper Rifle for the Skitarii, went down 10 points to 15 points. Arc Pistol stayed the same. The Phosphor Blast Pistol went down 1 point from 4 to 3. And the Radium Pistol, you don't even have to pay for that now. It was 1 point, not a breaker, but it went down to 0. For your melee weapons, the Arc Ball stayed the same, the Power Sword stayed the same, but the Taser Goad went from 6 to 4. Now it costs the same as a Power Sword. And the only change in the Carapace weapons that I noticed in the chapter approved was the Twin Icarus Autocannons went from 30 to 20. I'm not sure if in the Imperial Knight Codex that they lowered the price of the Storm Spear Rocket Pod or the Iron Storm Missile Pod. I'm going to check that out and I'll update you that in a future video. But that is all the price drops for the Skitarii for Chapter Approved 2018. It is going to help you out a lot, especially if you take call. That price drop on call, that's incredible. Well, let me show you what we're working on next that we have the snipers done. We're going to be building 4 Plasma Cavalier kitted out Skitarii. We're going to go on these, pre-formed 25mm bases. I'm going to paint these up, but most of the base is going to be covered in that Martian iron earth or iron crust, and you're just going to see the detail in little sections. That's going to be the whole scheme for the bases. On the larger bases that they don't make the bases for, I'm going to use the large detail base kit and place some ruins down and then cover most of it with the red Martian dust part at the end. Now, I will be magnetizing these Plasma Cavaliers, the backpacks, the weapons, and also when I do the arc rifles, so I can have them or not have them. I'm going to be making 4 of these. I already have one one done from my kill team group. But I'm going to be making 4 of these from the last 4 Scutari sprues I have. And then I'm also going to be making 4 of the arc rifles. But if I don't want to use that, I want to have the option to put regular rifles on them. If I just want a standard Vanguard with nothing but, radium carbines, or standard Rangers with nothing but the galvanic rifle. So that's the project for this. And then after I build these 8 units, I'm going to work on an Armiger class robot. I'm not sure if it's going to be one of the Warglaves or the Armiger Hellverns, but that will be the next project after these 8 Scutari. So hopefully in the next video I'll have these 8 Scutari built, and I'm going to attempt to magnetize these heads so I can switch them from Vanguard to Rangers. So check back for the next video. For Crazy Gamers Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.